What sport do you want to talk
Football.
about?
Let's go football.
I usually played on the right side of midfield, to be honest with you, back in the day, mate. There's a lot. It's history, that is.
That is history.
Yeah.
Well, you say that. Last time we were talking football in Newgord, we were talking about broken noses at centre-back.
Yeah, well, I did move around a little bit. I got a bit slower as I got older, Tom, like most of us. And now I'm decrepit.
I don't believe it. As you can hear, I am joined by Gordon Thomas here this evening. Just the two of us, because Ben's on his holidays, having a lovely time, but Fraser happens to find himself here. Fraser's timing, as ever, impeccable with the "Come on, Cymru" at the background. Gordon, Liam Cullen in the starting lineup for Wales.
That's good news for Pembrokeshire and obviously Swansea City. Liam he's a calibre player. It's a night where hopefully he will perform against Montenegro, one of the lesser teams in the group with Wales. I mean, Craig Bellamy is unbeaten in 3 games. He's going for a 4th, which I understand no other Welsh manager has gone straight into a Welsh team and gone 4 games unbeaten. So he'll be looking to address that. Yeah. But more importantly, we want Liam to do well tonight. Fingers crossed he does get on the score sheet. Also, we got, as Fraser just pointed out, we got an old head on the bench from Pembrokeshire. We've got none other than Joe Allen. And I mean, he has bags of experience. He's been announced last week of coming back into the Welsh squad. But his experience will hopefully tell in the latter stages. I can envisage him coming on for perhaps 30 or 20 minutes at the end to sort of, hopefully Wales are in front. I don't think there's any score at the moment, Tom. I don't know if you can update me.
We'll double check now, because it's a real mixed team as well, looking at it. Someone new in goal, Kay Darlow.
He plays for Leeds United, so in the Championship, he's a pretty good keeper, to be fair to him.
Nico Williams, Ben Davies, Joe Roden, Harry Wilson, David Brooks, Liam Cullen, Ben Cabango, Harris, Burns and Sheehan are 3 of the unfamiliar names to just follow in the football.
Well, we've lost the likes of Bale and Aaron Ramsey through injury. He's got to start bringing these youngsters through, and hopefully they'll take a little while to gel, but not too long tonight, hopefully, Tom. I hope they get it right tonight.
Hopefully, because of course the 2 all draw kept this record intact for Bellamy.
Yes.
However, that was a 2-0 up at half time.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Yeah, to go 2 goals ahead, any team would, learn to close the game out. But to be fair, in Iceland's defence, they played very well second half, put a lot of pressure on Wales. They got the 2 goals through their substitute who came on. And let's be honest, Wales were probably a little bit lucky that they came away with a 2-all draw. But I'm sure Craig Bellamy would have taken a draw before the game was started. So on a positive note, they took a point, and that's good.
Yeah, Stephen Price confirming on YouTube that it's currently 0-0 at the moment. And Bellamy, as Fraser and Ben discussed in the first hour, very philosophical about it. And he was like, well, actually, we've learned more from throwing away the 2-0 lead than we would have had we just won it. There's things to go home and think about.
I don't expect anything different from Craig Bellamy putting a positive spin on it when he'd be really annoyed, actually. And behind closed doors, I don't think he would have said that to the lads. I think there would have been a few home truths told, and they need to improve in the next game. Yeah, and that's tonight.
That's happening right now, still 0-0. Stephen, if you can keep us updated, we'd be very grateful. One thing interesting about Liam Cullen, of course, the Kilgetty Messi, is Fraser's mates Owen and John were saying, they just don't think that he's starting material and that there's 3 players ahead of him and he's going to be lucky if he gets into it. And here he is being gifted a start.
I mean, Liam has been through, he's played for Wales at every age group level. He has the calibre. He's not at Swansea for no reason at all. He doesn't possibly get enough goals as we would like him to get, but his overall play, his awareness in and around the box is exceptional. And that's why he's an international. So, you know, tonight may prove a different tale. Craig Bellamy has given him an opportunity. Let's hope that the young lad can come up with the goods.
Fingers crossed. He scored in a few derbies, if I'm not mistaken, as
yeah,
well.
He has.
He has got a good track record. And Gordon, try and rack your brain for this one. If Liam Cullen stays on and Joe Allen comes on, has Wales ever had 2 Pembrokeshire representatives on the side?
I'm not aware of that, if I'm honest. If anybody could tell us, they could tell us on our little notice board up there. I know Ian Walsh played many years ago, but I don't recollect actually 2 Pembrokeshire players playing in the Welsh football team. It's happened at rugby, but I don't recollect it in football. Fraser might have a different take on that. Yeah. I don't think Joe Allen and Cullen have played together. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that is a first. I think it is.
In theory, they should have good chemistry, both being at Swansea. Just the way out there.
It's been a good breeding ground. A lot of our youngsters are involved with the Swansea academies. There's another youngster, Ewan Watts, who's actually in the under-21 setup with Wales, and he's from Haverfordwest as well. Oh. So he's the son of Neil Watts, the dentist. He's one to watch out for the future. Another Swansea City probably product, hopefully in goal in the next couple of years.
Nice. Chris O'Sullivan, Simon Davis, Mark Delaney.
There we go. How did I forget that? Thank you, Sully. Thank you very much, mate. I do recollect that. Those 2 playing together. Obviously, being a Goodwick lad, Sully put me right there.
Amazing. Well, we'll try and keep you up to date with the score and what's going on throughout the rest of the evening. We're going to be joined by Mickey Beckett, Olympic sailor, after the exploits of the summer. Didn't necessarily go his way, but I'm really interested to hear the whole experience of being at the Olympics, but also being like 500 miles away in Marseille, and about what happened on that day. I remember Ben messaging the group saying, I can't keep my eyes off this. So we'll get it from him himself, from the water. Yeah. Welcome, Gord. Looked after me enough. And then, we'll stay with football. Should we stay with Sully?
Yeah, we stay with Sully, actually. He'll be delighted with Saturday's result. We do speak most weekends, to be honest with you. And Goodwick went behind on Saturday against Carew. Marcus Griffiths, ex-Haverfordwest Welsh League player, who played alongside Sean Pemberton, who was actually playing in the Goodwick lineup. He got the first goal for Carew to put them in the driving seat. But as Goodwick are a good side, they know what titles are all about, and they know how to win games. They came back, Scott Delaney, the skipper, equalised, and in the second half they scored 3 goals without reply to gain a comfortable 4-1 victory. And it was good news for Goodwick, but it wasn't so much good news for Hakin United, who actually dropped points down in Bush Camp against Pennar They took the lead early doors with a penalty from Justin Skinny Hardin. But they didn't hold on to it. Cameron Brunton scored a terrific direct free kick just before the interval, and there was no further goals in the second half. So Scott Davis's men dropped 2 points, and Goodwick had gone 4 points clear at the top of the table. It's still very early stages, and Chris has admitted himself, I know you're listening now, Chris, that, Goodwick are capable of dropping points as well, but you just got to take care of your own business every week, and they're the team to live up to is Goodwick. They're the title holders, so it'll be interesting to see how Hakin react to this disappointment this week.
Yeah, you really can't rest on your laurels in that top division, particularly. No. Yes, Hakin drew, but they didn't they didn't get no points whatsoever. And you've got Clarbeston Road and you've got Tenby, who are hot on the heels as well, just waiting for mistakes.
Yeah, Tenby will be kicking themselves. They went down to Monkton Swifts last Saturday. They were 2-0 up at half-time, Tom, and they were probably thinking, oh, this is a nice, easy 3 points. But going down the slope in Monkton Lane isn't the easiest place to defend. And Monkton know how to attack, and they scored 4 unanswered goals in the second period to run up 4-2 winners. So that was a good result for Monkton. But however, they're playing each other in the Senior Cup this week in the first round. Not all ties are being played, but Monkton are playing down in Tenby straight after their victory at Monkton Lane in the first round of the Senior Cup. Two good sides who have good pedigree in the Senior Cup, I might add as well. So it'll be an interesting tie down there this week.
It will. Revenge is best served a week later, isn't it? Marty, referee's been in touch.
Yeah.
Pem's football is looking good this season. Best Division 1 in years, with teams all fighting to get closer to the champions who just don't know how to drop points, it seems. And Division 2 is really exciting. Top 5 all potential champions and loads of youngsters coming through. Good times. I suppose this is where your Merlin's Bridge in your Division 1 young side, but holding on. You've got Tish, who are now pulling themselves out. Kilgetty will be disappointed where they find themselves. And then you've got Division 2 teams. Broadhaven know how good Fishguard are, having coming down from Division 1. But they're really competitive divisions.
And that's good. You don't want a team running out winners, comfortable winners every season. Sully might beg to differ as they've won the division the last couple of seasons. But it makes a more competitive. Talking about that, Merlin's Bridge played against Kilgetty on Saturday at home. They actually trailed 3-0 at half-time, Tom. And I spoke to their manager, Mike Preddy, saying, I probably won't give you a call after, Mike. No disrespect. It looks like a bit of a shellacking going on here. Well, they certainly came out second half, all guns blazing. Hayden Diamond had a couple of goals for them, and he's been a good signing from Hakin. Unfortunately, he did get a red card for a second bookable offence, so they went down to 10 men, but they managed to pull out a result and win 4-3. That was an excellent result for Merlin's Bridge, who haven't had the best of campaigns, to be honest with you, and you have to be honest about it. But that result will hopefully buoy them for the rest of the season. That could really spur them on.
Because they had success in the Cup, 4-0 against Pembrey, and then to follow that up with a second half 4-0, essentially to win that. Could this be their springboard now?
Well, they have got a relatively young squad with a few experienced old heads as well. They can certainly climb up the table a little bit higher than where they are at the moment.
And then St Ishmael's drawing with Milford.
Fair play to Tish. They've had a couple of wins of late, and they actually went behind against Milford United in this tussle last Saturday. I think it was Josh Lee scored for them just before the break, and then midway through the second half, I know that is it Laurie Owen. Laurie Owen got an equaliser for Tish, and that's a great point for them. They're finding their feet back in Division 1 now, and it'll be interesting to see if they can push on. Carew, we were talking about Carew. I can't believe that they're actually second from bottom at this moment in time. I know they have lost a few players to various clubs over the last couple of seasons, but they'll really have to dig in deep and try and get some results before Christmas to dig themselves out of a hole, because poor old Herbernston, as we know, are sitting bottom of the table without a point, and it's very hard when you're in that position. And Lee Galdo's manager will be doing his best to try and rally the lads and get a few results before it's looking too late already, I know, but you shouldn't. I'd like to see them get a few wins along the way.
Not helped by the fact that they've got Goodwick on the weekend.
Well, that's well, we don't talk about that game because Chris says to me every week, you can only play what's in front of you, and it's going to be a one-way sort of traffic game because they're so far ahead in quality of players that they have compared to what Herbrandston have got. And there's no disrespect to Herbie because they are a great club, but they're in a very precarious, difficult situation at this moment in time.
Yeah. And I think Carew, I think someone's watching on Instagram from Carew. So if you want to give us your thoughts in the next couple of moments, because we've got Mickey Beckett waiting in the wings. He's there ready to talk about the Olympics. But we will very quickly look at Division 2, because as Marty quite rightly said, it is a competitive table where you've got Camrose, Fishguard, Narberth and Neyland and Hakin. There's only 3 points between them. That's incredible.
And you haven't even mentioned that last season, I believe it was Monkton Swifts seconds who actually won the league table. They haven't had the season like they did last season, starting off anyway. There's a few clubs there vying for your promotion. Camrose have been there or thereabouts for the last couple of seasons. Possibly they could make it to Division 1. They got some quality players as well, to be fair, but it's okay getting into Division 1, as the sides have found that have gone up. It's hard to actually stay there. Milford United done very well. They came up a couple of seasons ago, and Steve Parks has done a very good job with Milford United, and they seem to be, keeping their in Division 1. I heard it bing then, mate.
What is this notification? I can hear something. Stephen's in Wales.
1-0.
1-0. 1 up.
Is it Callum?
I don't know. He hasn't given us a score yet. Come on, Stephen, let us know.
I haven't got the score in front of me, but that's great. Just before the break, getting 1-0 up against Montenegro. That'll go into the changing room, looking forward to the second half and pushing on.
Harry Wilson penalty.
Oh, that'll do. It doesn't matter how it goes in the net.
Exactly. Broad David seconds may have missed two. But Herbrandston, actually, and the way that the divisions work, the reserve teams for those Division 1 teams have done so well. You mentioned Monkton Swift seconds there winning that division, which allowed Herbrandston to go up.
Yeah.
Do you think Herbrandston wanted to go up, or did they just find
in that position?
There?
Unfortunately, no second teams can go into. You can't have two teams from the same club in the same division. So unfortunately, Monkton Swifts couldn't go up, even though they won the title. It's a strange one, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, it gives another team an opportunity. Perhaps Herbrandston weren't ready to go up, but unfortunately, they are there, and they got to deal with that. And hopefully they'll get a few results. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for them.
Fingers crossed. Well, and as Fishguard are finding out how having going down, hopefully they're enjoying a season in Division 2. They certainly look like they're enjoying their football.
That's the flip side of the coin as well, Tom. Fishguard played some really good football last season, but they're a relatively young side, and it probably will benefit them going down this season and having a season in Division 2. They might not like me saying that, but the youngsters will get a little bit more wiser and better tactically playing football as well before hopefully they get promotion and go back into Division 1. And as I just spoke about it's about staying there and pushing on. And that Fishguard, they could do that in the next few seasons.
Oh, they were certainly very well organised, very well drilled. They had a game plan. It was actually great being on the sideline watching it and seeing a tactical game of football. It was fantastic.
They've got a good manager in Phil Jones. He's been around as well. He helped Millionsbridge for a few seasons as well. So Phil knows what he wants to do there. It's just getting the right clientele to be able to perform every Saturday.
Marty, before we take a break here and look at Olympic sailing, unless there's some other football that we've missed out, but Marty's back in. Herbie have lost a load of lads to shutdown, which isn't helping. Same as Monkton, who are doing brilliantly to field three sides every week. And that's a good point. 3 sides has struggled to get 1 and 2.
Work comes before pleasure, unfortunately, on a Saturday afternoon. It's families, need money to survive every week. So, I mean, football will have to go on the back burner until they come back.
When is Do we know when the shutdown's
I
finishing?
don't know. Marty seems to know, so he'd probably be able to tell us.
I'm
Hopefully
excited.
before Christmas, Marty.
Yeah, I'm excited for this table to completely explode open again.
Yeah.
When that shutdown finishes and more boys become available, they're going to be fit. They're working long hours, so it's going to be a great time. And November-ish.
Oh, there we go. Okay, that's enough time to.
I was going to say that's going to make it very exciting for you, like so your Branstons and your Monktons who find themselves in uncharted territory.
Yeah.
And they're gonna want it because those boys are watching these results every week, thinking, "Oh,
I could be out there playing. If only I was playing, it'd be a different result." Yeah, that's the attitude we want. Yeah,
we'll find out November-ish. Gordon, that's was there anything else on the football that Fraser mentioned before he went off to watch the football live, which we've got in the back burner? Let's have a look. I think we covered everything.
I think we have. I can't understand how you and I are just in the studio and the likes of Fraser are jolly in Cardiff City Stadium watching the international. We've certainly we know where our place is, Tom.
We'd rather be here chatting to you at home about football. However, we are going to turn our attention back to the Olympics.
What an Olympics it was, and we're going to hear from Mickey Beckett, who is from Solver originally, and he's going to tell us all about his exciting adventure on the water in Paris.
Very excited. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Pure West Sports Show with Eaton-Evans and Morris on this Monday evening.
Eaton-Evans and Morris Solicitors have traditional values, but they